Shalom, this is Amonute Tayac of Piscataway, your friendly neighborhood Shuman, Sophia Spiritualite, the AmaruKhan Miriyam. And we are here with a discussion that is really important. We are coming upon our new year, and a major goal of mine has been to identify ways that we can repair our bodies. We know we have been under heavy attack for as long as we can remember, most of us since very young age, and that takes a toll on your body. And so as a result of those things, we know that we need to be rebuilt. We need to be supercharged. And so one of the sisters has been led to put this information together, and of course I'm delivering it as a message to you all so that our people can supercharge themselves. It's not something that you have to wait for somebody to come off a ship and plug you in, or the Most High shows up and he's got to do all this stuff. No, the entire program, the entire process is going to be laid out here for you right now. So there's no need to wait. There's no need to delay. These things are very important. And I highly suggest that you listen carefully and at least consider what I'm saying. So I have made a playlist of a bunch of videos that explain the mechanics behind what I'm going to briefly put together. Now, these are things that don't go together. Nobody is selling this as a program. This is not something, oh, you got to pay and all of that. No. These are things that different people have been promoting, and we did some research and some testing to see if these things worked and if these things were beneficial and if the science was sound. So this is definitely something that's based off science, although I'm not going to go into too much of the science. I just want you to understand the general aspects, and then you can look deeper into any of these topics because a lot of stuff will come up. So I'm going to discuss this as a well-rounded rebuilding program. We rebuilt ourselves on the spiritual level, and now we need to rebuild ourselves on the physical level. Now, the goal of the sister when she was asking for this information was that she wanted to be returned to have the functioning of her body as when she was 30. Now, I'm only 39, and I've never had this kind of functioning. Maybe when I was 16, maybe when I was 15. So this is definitely not my research, because if I'm trying to go back to when I was 30, well, I was getting ready to have a baby at 30. So that doesn't reflect the best stature of my body. So the sister, however, she has fond memories of of being 30, and so this is what the goal was. This is what we were trying to figure out. Not me, because of course I have to be dragged into this stuff, kicking and screaming. That's just me. I mean, that's just the way that I am. So, but I'm glad and grateful to be able to share this with you all. So, the first step, or the first area that needs to be supercharged would be our mitochondria. And I just talk about it in terms of rebuilding our mitochondria. In the list, you will find 2 videos related to a product called Energy Bits. These Energy Bits refer to chlorella and spirulina, which are both types of algae. By the time you finish listening to these videos, you will see that chlorella and spirulina are basically sun food. These are, you may not, she doesn't say this. This is me, this is the sister. This is not coming from that lady, but it is the food of the sun, because the only thing you need to create algae is sun and water. So literally, if you want to eat the sun, you need to be eating algae. And this particular brand of algae, this particular individual, she actually produces it in a way that it doesn't have any of the toxins of the sea, and she doesn't lose any of the enzymes because it's all done cold pressed. I looked into growing my own spirulina, my own chlorella, just to see what it was like, and I can understand now her product, because when you grow it yourself, you filter out the spirulina, you filter out the algae, and then you can press it into tabs, and then you would have to like let it dry in order to be dry enough to actually ship, anywhere. Otherwise, a lot of people, they keep it in a slightly moist form, or they let it dry some other way. So it is my belief that she is not uh, lying about her product, based on when I looked up how to actually grow it yourself, which I may actually indeed do someday, but it's on the list now. So among the things that this chlorella and this spirulina do, um, is rebuilding your mitochondria, that helps to clear out your cells. It's basically like a supplement to any green vegetables or whatever you're eating. And it really assists your body in functioning in the proper way. And because our food doesn't contain much chlorophyll, or if you buy regular chlorophyll, they heat it up, or they cut it with some kind of alcohol, which your body can't process. This is basically going to be the most effective way for your body to actually integrate this particular product into it, and get your cells what they need. I'm on my first dose of the morning one, which I think is the chlorella. I can't remember which one you take in the morning, which one you take at night. But I'm on my the first dose of the one that you take in the morning, and I took it last night, and I could see a difference. I'm taking the one now that you energize with, and I can already feel a difference. Like when I took the one that I took last night, I was getting ready to fall asleep. I was literally on my, I was like, I'm about to get into the bed, and then I took these bits, and I didn't go to sleep right away. And when I did fall asleep, it wasn't so traumatic. When you fall asleep because you're exhausted, it's pretty traumatic. So when I did it, it wasn't so traumatic. And these don't break your fast or anything like that. So you could take these, at any time, and still maintain your fasting position. As a matter of fact, these bits, they help with intermittent fasting, and they help to make sure that your body is still getting the nutrients that it needs, and it doesn't cause your body to come out of that fasting state. So this is definitely something that I'm recommending. I'm going to put the link to all of the stuff that I talk about in the description box, including the playlist, so that you can refer back to it. And then we will be having a group where we'll talk about these kind of fitness related things, and that'll be on Telegram. So as soon as that's up and available, I'll let y'all know. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the proper fitness. So this is something that, one of the sisters, Leah Yehuda, had, brought to me. And so I'm going to again request that she maybe find a way that we can, do these exercises that's mentioned by this guy, because there's a fitness regimen called Body by Science. So I'm also telling you what this stuff is called. You can go and look at it on your own. So the fitness regimen is called Body by Science. And basically the premise is that when you exercise, you have to build your muscles in layers. So you have to start by building the fine muscles, then you build the next layer of muscles, then you build your outer muscles. And so this is about being strong even as an older person. This is not about overdoing it. And the way that you do these exercises is basically it's 5 exercises that you do, and you may only do them once a week, and it only takes about 15 minutes. And I did this exercise yesterday. This is what prompted me to make this video. I did this exercise yesterday. I didn't feel anything. I was just like, but remember, I said I was so tired, I felt like I was gonna pass out, right? So I didn't put that together as a symptom of that exercise, because literally the exercise only took a few minutes. It was so fast. I was like, well, I'm just tired because I'm tired. No, I was tired from that exercise. And when I woke up this morning, my muscles hurt. Now, I do a lot of walking around and all of that. I do a lot of that kind of stuff. For my muscles to be hurting the way that they are, knowing that the exercises I did literally took me 15 minutes, I was like, okay, this is definitely this is a legitimate thing. Because I was like, man, I'll be able to do this twice a week. No, you have to wait until your muscles actually heal before you do another exercise, and then you increase the weight of what you're doing, not increasing the amount of exercise that you're doing. So literally, if you go once a week, 15 minutes, you are able to quickly increase your strength abilities. And so one of the things with older people that you have to worry about is breaking bones, hip, knees, all of that. These exercises, in my opinion, I'm not an expert, I'm just relaying the message, don't aggravate those issues, because you only do the weight that you can handle, and you only do as many as you can handle, because you're rebuilding the muscle. So like for me, my leg muscles are pretty strong, but my arm muscles are super, I don't know what's going on. Like, everybody wanted arms like Michelle Obama. I want arms like Whitney Houston. I believe she had like the most beautiful arms, but my arms are not like that. I got a lot extra fat, so I can feel the muscles in my arms. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go back and do this again for a few more days. Probably not until next week, because even the weight that I used, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to actually start to activate those muscles that are in my arms, so I can feel it. So it's called Body by Science. There's about 10 videos or so that goes through all the mechanics of it. It explains the exercises. Plus, I have there's a video where the guy does all the exercises, so you can see what the machines look like. Once I get comfortable doing it, I will have like somebody film me so that you can see me do the exercises, which I don't know why anybody would want to see me. But anyway, I'm going to do it anyway, because I believe that it'll be good and valuable information for us to have. And I'm also, like I said, putting a request out there to Sister Leah to see if there's a way that we can do this at home, modify it for in-home use based on what this gentleman is presenting. That would be particularly helpful, so people don't have to go to the gym. You know what I mean? If they do, it's fine, but, that's an extra expense some people don't want to have. Although there is a way you can get discount gym memberships, not just Planet Fitness, although Planet Fitness is really inexpensive. It's called Active and Fit. I found that my bank that I bank with actually has a discount, so I was able to get a membership to a gym for just like $28 a month. So $28 a month is not too bad. It wasn't like all those crazy startup fees and all that, and they just charge you and it's no problem. So I'll be passing along that information as well. Now, the third thing is to identify DNA deficiencies. Now, this is the one that is a little bit, well, first of all, going back to the rebuilding the mitochondria, the energy bits are a little expensive to invest in. So none of this stuff is exactly free. You are going to have to spend some money, but do what you can. So, for example, she has the energy bit. She has the bits where the chlorella and the spirulina are mixed. You don't have to necessarily get the ones where they're separate. If you're on a tight budget, you don't have a lot of excess funds. They do have the ones that are mixed. I got those ones to give to the kids because I know I'm not going to remember to give them these ones in the morning, these ones at night. Look, just get your energy, get your greens for the day, and at least I don't have to be so worried about that, right? So you can also take that approach as well. You don't have to get the chlorella and the spirulina separate. Although I did, so that I can quickly rebuild my body and supercharge up. Okay, so the DNA deficiencies. There's a video. It's like an hour and some change. It's quite a long video. But in the video, the gentleman discusses how he, as a deaf scientist, basically mortuary scientist, data scientist, was discovering that there were things that could quickly help people live longer. And based on certain tests, and people have gone to him, you can look him up. Based on certain tests that you can take, you can tell how long someone has to live. And so what he boiled this down to is that there's a process in your body called methylation. And for methylation, it's when your body gets certain nutrients or like, okay, so let's say you eat something, right? There's, based on your particular genetic background, you may or may not be able to process that nutrient as it comes into your body. And so a way to correct this is to in some cases put that nutrient directly into your body so that you can get what you need. And so what may happen is, let's say if you can't process a certain nutrient, instead of instead of your body just passing away, it may turn into the diabetes. It may turn into high blood pressure. It may turn into some other things. And so while you can take medication for the high blood pressure, for the diabetes, whatever, it doesn't solve the underlying problem of your body not being able to produce or to process this particular enzyme or whatever. And so there's a test you can take. It's called a methylation test. And it will tell you if you have a problem with your specific DNA of processing or refining certain materials in your body. The test that the guy offers is like $700. So I found a test that's only $150. It's the same test, and they will discuss with you the results of the test. Make sure you know what to take, whatever the case may be. I have not done that part yet, so once I do that, I'll be able to report back exactly what that looks like. And he also describes 3 steps that you can take to become, quote unquote, superhuman, to extend your life. Now, all of these things I've discussed up to this point are all about extending your life by identifying and supplementing your body with what it specifically needs to get certain things done. Okay, that's what all this is. But he has 3 specific steps to supercharge or make your body superhuman. These steps revolve magnetism, oxygen, and light. For magnetism, he suggests you get that from the earth, and that would be grounding on soil or on sand. So that's something that you can do every day. It's very, very important to do some kind of grounding, some kind of earthing, and we have been talking about that. The second thing is oxygen. You can take oxygen as a supplement, or you can do breath work. If you have signed up for my Rhabdomancy course, I do have a lesson in there specifically on breath work. And what I'll do, since I'm already offering that as a paid thing, I'm going to do an expanded breath work lesson and put that as a part of the course, and that's going to be on top of the one that's already in there, and I'll offer that as a separate for a separate purchase. If you don't want to buy the whole Rhabdomancy course, you could just get the breath work, because like I've said, I was in a choir in high school in which breath work was really, really the central focus of our actual choir. And as I've mentioned many, many times, I can as a result of that, what the guy describes happens to you as you do your breath work is the same thing that happens when I do my diaphragmatics. And when I'm teaching vocal lessons, this is one of the things that I offered as a part of my vocal lessons. It was really important to me to engage in that. And so it's not like it's super complicated or anything. It's just that when they talk about doing breath work, it's not in a practical way. I know that I learned how to breathe like this at 13. And I know what it has done for me throughout my whole life now that I know that that's what it was. I didn't know why it was, things were for me the way that they were. I did not know. But now I know, it's this breath work that I do. And I've taught my kids this. They're different than the rest of the kids. And this has a lot to do with it. And every time I teach people this particular style of breath work, when they're able to do it, when they're able to maintain it, it has a huge impact on them. So, but basically any type of breath work is what he's recommended. He recommends one in the video that's also, I can see why that works. The last thing he talks about is the light. Now you can do red light therapy. So if you're the type of person who invests in like products, you could get a red light sauna, which is what I actually suggested to the sister, not knowing that this was a part of that. Which is, again, some of the most unbelievable things happen when you are in communication with other people. So you could just do straight red light therapy. You can get the red light sauna, or you can go outside during the first 45 minutes of each day. There's no UVA, there's no UVB. You get the vitamin D3 that you need. And something he discusses real quick about the oxygen. He says that, there's a reason why nobody wakes up laughing. I frequently wake up laughing. My old man tells me, he's like, you just woke up laughing. I was like, oh, really? That's funny. He said, yeah. Then you went back and started talking and went back to sleep. Was laughing again. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So this man says in his video, this is why no one wakes up laughing. I wake up laughing frequently. So that's as a result of my breath work that I've been doing since I was 13. And so you can't... I can't deny that, because when he told me, I was like, I wake up laughing. I didn't know that was a thing that people don't do until I heard him say that. This is why nobody wakes up laughing. I was like, oh, really? Okay, that's kind of crazy. So, that's why I know my breath work actually does work. Maybe I'll start calling it that. People will take it seriously. So, just as a recap, we discussed a lot of things, talking about rebuilding the mitochondria, the proper fitness, and also DNA deficiencies. And these things are easily talked about, easily discussed, easily resolved, actually, with the information that is in the playlist. And we will have a group where we'll talk about this and these type of things. It's not really stuff you can talk about on YouTube, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not an exercise fitness trainer, I'm not a guru in any of this stuff. So I don't know. I just did the research, and I didn't even do the research. The sister did the research. She gave it to me, and I verified that it sounded right to me based on my ability to research. But I didn't even do the research, so I can't take credit for any of this. The sister brought this to me, and I'm bringing it to y'all because we want all of our people to be supercharged. There's no point in living forever if everyone you know dies. So we want, if I want to live a extra long life, that means I need all of y'all to live extra long lives too. And I don't need to charge you for that. What I need you to do is get on the ball with as many of these things that you can, especially the stuff that's free, like grounding, like breathing, like the first 45 minutes of the sun. Those things are all free. I mean, the stuff that you can do for free, I need y'all to do that. The exercise. Most people have access to a gym. Those things you can do again for free. The one that's for sure going to cost is this methylation test and these energy bits. But that's an investment that can be made over time. You can start with what you can start with. It's better to do something than to do nothing. So At least you will know. Having the knowledge will help for you to be able to call these things in. So I hope this video has been helpful. I'm going to leave links in the bio for these different things. And we're getting ready to tune up. Like I said, if I'm going to live forever, if I'm going to mummify myself in a physical mummification, I need everybody. I need my whole followers, all my followers and all their families to also do this thing with us. So I hope this has been helpful. If you need anything, don't hesitate to email me. Shalom, and we'll see you in the next video.